Alright everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Cowboy Trades, and in this video I'm going to be showing you my top 5 charts that I think you will need over on TradingView. Now, 4 of these are going to be focused on Bitcoin, 1 of these is going to be focused on the altcoin markets. With that being said, let's jump right into this episode. Now, number 1, and actually most important of all, is the Bitcoin all-time index. Now, if you look at most Bitcoin charts, this one actually goes back until 2011. This is a really long running chart, but most of them don't even run back that far. However, we want as much history as we possibly can on the Bitcoin chart to make the correct decision. So what we're going to be doing is typing in index BTC, and you'll notice this top index up here, the Bitcoin all-time history index. You also have the BLX, but in my opinion, I much prefer the BTC USD over on the index here. So we're going to get rid of this first chart we've got. Click on this one, and now you'll notice that the previous one topped out in 2011. This one goes all the way back to July of 2010. Now, you can unlog scale this if you do want a better kind of normal image of what is going on at this moment in time. Nonetheless, if you really do want to see exactly what the cycles looked like back in the day, then this is your chart. With this, you can do anything from Elliott wave theory, from the first massive impulse of the bull run, and this is just something that you're not able to do on most Bitcoin charts. So let's jump right into the next one. The second chart that we're going to be talking about is the Bitcoin dominance. So you simply want to type in BTCD and it will be this one. Now, if you haven't heard of the Bitcoin dominance before, it is essentially the percent that Bitcoin takes up of the total crypto market cap. So let me explain that in case that didn't make sense. Let's say hypothetically there is $1 trillion in the total crypto market cap. So there's $1 trillion in, every single crypto in the entire world. So if you add up Bitcoin's market cap and every other altcoin, it equals exactly 1 trillion. Let's say also hypothetically the Bitcoin dominance is at 50% right now. To make it super simple, that would mean that out of that $1 trillion, Bitcoin takes up 50% out of that. Now, why would we look at the Bitcoin dominance? Well, it's normally inversely correlated to altcoins. So for example, when you're in a bull run, the Bitcoin dominance actually goes down because, altcoins outperform Bitcoin. When you enter a bear market, which is, as the time of recording this is pretty much what we're doing now, you start to see the Bitcoin dominance go on a rally. And towards the end of this video, if you stick around, I'm actually going to have a bonus chart for you with something really cool you can do with the Bitcoin dominance. Let's jump right into the next chart. So for the third chart, I actually have a triple whammy for you. I couldn't decide whether I should just give you one or all of them. So I'm going to decide to give you all of them. So what you want to do is type in the word total, and you'll see total 1 and total 2 pop up. You also do have total 3, and you also have total DeFi. If you do want to poke around in these, then, by all means go ahead. But in my opinion, these two totals are the most important ones to keep your eyes on. We're also going to type in others, and you can look at the others dominance, or you can just simply look at the others total crypto market cap. I'm just going to look at the others. Now, with these 3 charts, what are they? So total 1 is the crypto total market cap. So this is the market cap of Bitcoin and every single other altcoin in existence. Now, what you'll notice with this is we recently ran up and we were all the way up here at 3 trillion. This means if you add up the market cap of Bitcoin and all the altcoins at that period in time, that was the market cap. At this moment in time, we're coming down to just below 1 trillion, which means that the altcoins and Bitcoin together are sitting around about that range. Now, what if we don't want to know what the total market cap is? What if we simply want to know about altcoins? And this is when total 2 comes in. This is exactly what we saw before. This is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. Now, if you go on total 3, you can get the total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum, but why would you want to do that? Ethereum is an altcoin, so you might as well lump Ethereum in with the other altcoins. There is absolutely nothing special about Ethereum that doesn't make it an altcoin like the other altcoins, and I don't mean that to disrespect Ethereum, but the definition of an altcoin is an alternative coin to Bitcoin. So you know, why on earth would we separate Ethereum out of the altcoins? It doesn't make sense to me. At the end of the day, it is an altcoin. With that being said, total 2. Like I said, this is where we can look at the altcoin market cap. So at this moment in time, if we look at total 1, you can see, let's just round it up and say the market cap is 1 trillion to make it super simple. That is the total amount of money in crypto. If we look at total 2, at this moment in time, it's 500 billion. So if, you know, once again, the total crypto market cap is 1 trillion. If the altcoin market cap, which once again is total 2, is 500 billion, then that must ergo mean that the market cap of Bitcoin is 500 billion, because that is the only thing that is excluded from total 2. Now, we also have the total market cap of the others. What the others is, it is the amalgamation of the top 125 cryptos, excluding Bitcoin and a few others. So you can expect this to be the market cap of, you know, your top 125 cryptos minus the blue chips such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know, this is going to constantly cycle out and cycle in new cryptos year over year over year, and as such you can see the market cap is at 107 billion, because obviously this doesn't necessarily constitute the, you know, super big cryptos like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the others is a great way of looking at how these lower but still pretty high up altcoins do. So for example, you know, things that might be in the top 25 but aren't necessarily in the top 10, like, you know, some moved earns as of the time of recording this, things like, you know, ApeCoin, or all of these different things, they are going to change out year over year over year. So, you know, if this video does age well and people are watching this in the future, then you can imagine the others is going to basically completely cycle in and out year after year after year. Let's jump into the next chart. So now I want to show you how to quantify Bitcoin against other asset classes. So it's all good and well typing in BTC USD or typing in BTC ETH or ETH BTC and looking at how Bitcoin is doing against either Ethereum or Bitcoin. Or for example, you can even type in how altcoins are doing against Bitcoin, like ADA BTC, you know, Link BTC, etc. But how do we quantify Bitcoin against different asset classes? Because everyone quantifies Bitcoin against the US dollar. Everyone only looks at, you know, what is the valuation of Bitcoin against the US dollar. But in my opinion, that is, you know, I definitely think we should be looking at other asset classes and how Bitcoin is performing against them. So unfortunately, when you type in things like BTC Gold to kind of quantify how Bitcoin is doing against, you know, troy ounces of gold or troy ounces of silver, it's unfortunately not something you can do. For example, I mean, if you wanted to, if we come over to the indices, you've got the NDX, or if we wanted to compare it to the NASDAQ, which is the NDQ, there's not like a blatantly obvious option to do that, unfortunately, but this is what you need to do. You want to type in index : BTC USD, and then you want to click the / to divide it by the ticker symbol that you're going to type in. So for example, let's say we want to compare Bitcoin to gold. You would simply then type in gold, and to make it super simple, just copy this out. So what you can actually do is, if you do end up want to comparing it to silver or Tesla or the NASDAQ or the SPY, SPX, you get my drift. You can simply copy and paste and then just, you know, delete the gold and type in something else. So let's hit enter. You'll notice that it doesn't pop up with a chart here. That is completely fine. But if you do hit enter, what you'll now see is we've got the chart of Bitcoin against gold. Now, you might be looking at this and thinking, you know, what is this arbitrary number? What is 12.77? Well, over on BTC USD gold, or even if you type in BTC USD silver, what you're actually comparing Bitcoin against is troy ounces of gold. So, for example, at the all-time high of Bitcoin up here, you can see it came into a valuation of 37.8. Let's just call it 38. This would mean that at that period in time, 1 Bitcoin divided by the price of gold would give you 38 troy ounces of gold. At this moment in time, you can see it's sitting at roughly 13 ounces of gold. So, you know, what if we want to do silver? Well, you can simply type in silver, and then you would find out this is how much Bitcoin is worth against silver. This is basically, these all look like the BTC USD chart, and that is mainly because Bitcoin obviously goes in parabolic cycles, and it doesn't really matter what asset class you pin it against. Most of the time it's bullish, but I want to give you a different example of an asset class that Bitcoin has been slightly underperforming, and this is Tesla. So you simply want to type in TSLA after the index BTC USD, hit enter. And what you will notice is this no longer looks like the previous charts for Bitcoin. And, you know, granted, this massively outperformed Tesla up until about December of 2017. But what you'll notice is Bitcoin never came up and made a new all-time, or it did, but it didn't do it for more than a week. Since then, Bitcoin has been underperforming Tesla. And why is this? Well, if we type in Tesla USD, we'll soon find out the reason why. Because if we click on Tesla, you can see Tesla's moved from a valuation of 382 all the way up to 1,250. Yes, it is coming down massively at this moment in time, but it had a massive market cycle that Bitcoin was not able to keep up with. Now I want to give you one more example of one of my favorite charts in this, and I actually had to go back over to my previous TradingView because for the life of me I just could not remember the symbol for this. But if you type in WM2NS, you'll see this come up. This is the M2 money stock. Remember, don't click on this chart because this will pull up the M2 money stock. We want to hit enter once again, so hit enter. And what we've done here is we've divided Bitcoin by the M2 money supply. You'll notice that it's below the previous all-time high. This is because when we're dividing BTC USD by the M2 money supply, we're accounting for inflation. So, you know, the M2 money supply is a measure of the readily available money in the economy, like money in checking accounts, money in savings accounts, readily available cash, readily available checks that can be paid in, and all of that good stuff. So, as you can imagine, quite recently in the economy, if you're watching this and, you know, in the next couple of days, or if you're watching this when I post this, shout out notification gang, but what you will notice is a lot of money has flown into the economy recently. So because of that, the prices of assets and commodities have gone through the roof. So when we divide BTC USD by the M2, we are accounting for that inflation. Now, one thing I should say about this chart before we do move on is this is not a price chart. Because we're dividing by the M2 money supply, this is a index chart. And as such, you can see the valuation referring to whereabouts we are on this index, with the beginning of the index obviously being round about 1. With that being said, let's move over to the next chart. So we've just looked at 5 of the most important charts that you can get over on TradingView, but I want to reward the people who stayed to the end of this video with one of my favorite charts, and it's going to be an amalgamation of 2 of the charts that we've looked at already. What I want you to do is I want you to head over to the total 2, which once again is the total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin. And we're also going to be looking at the Bitcoin dominance. Now, if you remember what I said, the Bitcoin dominance is inversely correlated to the altcoins, because normally when altcoins do well, we're in a bull market, and in a bull market, because altcoins outperform Bitcoin, the Bitcoin dominance goes down. So we want to verify this theory. You know, you might be wondering, you know, is this true? Is what this guy is saying true? Well, let's find out. Let's compare these 2 charts and you can be the judge for it. So what I want you to do is come over to the top left of the chart and click this compare or add symbol. You want to click on it and you want to type in BTCD. Now, you can also type in, you know, BTC USD if you want to plot the Bitcoin price over this, but specifically I want to show to you the Bitcoin dominance over the total crypto market cap of altcoins. So what you want to do, this is very important because you can mess this up in so many different ways. I spent a very long time trying to figure out exactly how to do this, but you need to click on new pane. Don't click on anything else. Once you click on new pane, you will notice that, like I said, this opens a new pane below the chart, but we want to overlap the charts because, you know, it's too hard, too much of an eyesore to, you know, look at the bottom of the chart then look at the top. So what you want to do is you want to come over to the writing here and you'll notice these 3 dots appear. You simply want to click on it and then you want to come down to move to, and with that you click the existing pane above. Now, just one quick thing, if you do want to put this back, simply click Control Z and you will notice that it will move back down a pane. You can click the forward button up here if you want to redo the merge, or if you want to get rid of this at some point, you can simply just click on it, delete it, and then once again, if you accidentally delete it, Control Z and it will come back to the chart. So You tell me, do these look inversely correlated? What you can see is over on the BTC dominance, I'm going to highlight the brush tool so we can just draw this out. The Bitcoin dominance starts going into a massive, massive bear market, meaning that at this period in time, altcoins outperforming Bitcoin. What do you notice with the altcoin market? Well, the altcoin market cap goes on a massive, massive bull run. What happens the second that the altcoins top out? The altcoin market cap starts going down. That seems pretty obvious, but the Bitcoin dominance does the opposite. Bitcoin dominance goes on a massive, massive rally and makes a new top over here. In recent dates, you can also see, we were pretty much trading sideways and diverging over here. But if we look at where we once again topped out over on the Bitcoin dominance, or even if we just look at from this macro trend here, let's draw it from the macro trend so we're not cherry picking the data. On the total 2, the altcoins once again went on a massive, massive rally. It started off slow, but then we started to run up. And quite recently, we've been moving to the downside. Now, what you'll notice on the Bitcoin dominance is we do the complete opposite. I'm going to draw a line of best fit, and you can see we were generally trending down. Then we started to have a rounding top, and now we're moving to the upside. These are the exact opposite of each other. And as such, why is this a useful chart? Well, a lot of people ask me, I know a lot of people are in crypto to make money, obviously. So when you're investing in altcoins, you want to make sure you're investing in altcoins at a time when the Bitcoin dominance is not going up, because as of the time of recording this, the Bitcoin dominance is going up and altcoins are getting absolutely slaughtered. How can we verify the altcoins are getting slaughtered? Well, let's delete the Bitcoin dominance. We know the Bitcoin dominance is going up and the total 2 is going down. If we head over to the weekly, we unlog scale it so we can focus on the most recent trend that we've got. If we draw our fib, so let's come up with a fib retracement. Let's even be conservative and draw it from all the way down here. Fib from the low to the high. What do you notice? We've massively, massively invalidated the 618 fib. I don't think I need to tell you that this is obviously a very, very bearish structure. In fact, let's find a price range. So if we go over to the price range, what you'll notice is since the top, the total 2, which is the altcoin market cap, is 72% down and it's heading down. What do we notice about the Bitcoin dominance? Well, it's doing the complete opposite. It's up 23 to 24%, and this is why the altcoins are performing very badly. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found some value in this. I do have, if you are new to my channel, first of all, warm welcome. I hope you did enjoy the content, but I do have an educational series with 20 videos that are catered to people that are new to the markets. I'll teach you everything you need to know, from how to use moving averages, how to calculate depth crosses, how to use bull market support bands, how to use, moving averages and calculate golden crosses and depth crosses with those, how to use Fibonacci candles, all of that good stuff. Everything you could possibly need to know about the crypto markets will be in my educational series playlist. And also this is going to be going into my reviews playlist. And I also do have a couple of reviews, and I will be working on beefing it out over the period of time I am running my channel. So once again, I hope you did find some value in today's content. As always, Cowboy out. Peace.